Wow, what a day in the market today. My prayers go out to anyone who had puts today. The market up over 3% today. And in fact, in the start of the day and throughout the whole day, we were just trading sideways. And I had calls, and my calls were down over 50% at the bottom. And then we had Powell news, and we just spiked up over 3% today. In this video, I want to go over on why the market just pumped out today, and then I want to go over the technical analysis. I'll be going into very in-depth on the SPY because this is a massive level of support, and I feel like a lot of people are not understanding how important of a level this is and what it means if we start breaking out, especially since we have the November candle closing. So I'll be going over a lot in this video, the setup that we played and how we basically filled the gap. I then also want to go over AMD, so I have some nice setups for tomorrow that I want to go over. So I do have this video time-stamped and organized. If you guys enjoyed content like this, make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a like, and make sure to check out Moomoo in the description. If you guys deposit $1, you guys can get a free stock with Moomoo, and make sure to check them out in the description. Now let's get started. So why did the market just run up? Now, if you guys haven't done already, make sure to sign up for SundayStockTalk.com. I send out weekly newsletter, and I had this on the newsletter. So basically, we had Powell speaking, and what Powell said was that he wants smaller interest rates hike. They could start in December. So this was a really good news for the market. So that means less pressure for the economy. And as you guys know, raising interest rate makes higher to take out loans, and that is not good for businesses. So he wants to kind of calm down, and that was really good. I'm gonna make a whole updated video on this because December is going to be a very important day. Okay, December is going to be a very important day. I want to go over on what it means when the Fed pivots. So make sure to be tuned, subscribe with the notifications on, and I'll be making a updated video on what Powell says and what it means when the Fed pivots. So that is why the market ran up today. And a very important thing to really look at is I told you guys in the newsletter, news over technical analysis always. The chart might look good, for example, SPY, the chart looked good, and in fact it kind of exploded and entered the gap. But the main thing was that we kind of got lucky with the news. This news could have been bad, and it could have ended badly for us, especially if you see some of these previous drops. This drop was cause of the inflation report, and this drop was also cause of some news. I'm not sure, but most of these sudden drops or most of these sudden rallies are because of these news. So that is something to really understand, and that is what I emphasized in this week's newsletter. Hey, look, we have a lot of uncertainty, and just please manage your risk. And I did again buy SPY calls as I alerted on the newsletter. I made a whole article on the newsletter on why I played SPY. Now let's go over, because we do have some more news tomorrow as well as on Friday. We have the unemployment rate on Friday, so this is something to really watch for, because we saw all throughout the news, Stripe cutting jobs, we had Lyft cutting jobs, Meta cutting jobs. A lot of these big companies are cutting jobs, and the unemployment rate is in fact really good, sitting at 3.7%. So the unemployment rate is going to be a very important number coming out Friday, because if we do see the employment number going higher, anything above 3.7%, that is not going to be good. So that is going to be coming out at 8:30. So I believe this is Eastern time. Okay, so 1 hour after market opens. Go go to CNBC and you'll kind of get the number and the report. So this is a very important catalyst coming on Friday for the unemployment number. So that is what I am looking at. And again, make sure to subscribe, take advantage of this newsletter, and I'll be posting a lot more here. Now I want to go over in the technical analysis. So again, I have this video timestamped. I have a lot that I am going over in this video. And the first thing that I want to take a look at is SPY. Now, before I go into the juicy stuff, because again, we had this whole, planned out. We had the call scenario planned out, but again, we did get lucky with the news. But first, I just want to take a look at the monthly time frame, and I want to take a look at a very nice and bigger picture, and I want to explain something very, very important, because I feel like a lot of people are not understanding what we are taking a look at on the monthly time frame. So I'm going to remove my chart right now, and I'm just going to draw a trend line going on the monthly time frame. One very important thing to really understand is that this is a major level of resistance that we are sitting in right now, and I feel like most people have no idea what kind of level this is, because tomorrow, or we have December coming up, and the monthly candle closes for SPY. So if we close above SPY, that is going to be some extremely bullish news. So we need to watch on how the market closes for the monthly candle. That is what I'm taking a look at. And a lot of people are not realizing that this is a very important level that we are taking a look at. We can always see previous trends. Whenever we break the downtrend, we have, we kind of break the cycle of the recession or of the trend. So that is what I am looking at. I'm going to bring back my chart over here and now go back to the daily time frame. Can we close above this level of resistance? That is going to be a really big question that we have to get the answer by this week. Okay, where does the candle close? Because again, this is the recession trend line. This is the ultimate trend line, and I just feel like people need to emphasize more on this level. Now let's take a look at a deeper picture. Let's zoom in a little bit over here. So we had this consolidation phase, and boom, we broke out, we entered the gap, and we just had a massive run up. So even though we had good news, we had the technical analysis play in. So for example, we had a very nice run up, and then right when it entered the gap, look at this price action. Right when we entered the gap, it came back down to test the resistance it broke, and it had a continuation to the upside, and we kind of hit our price target, which is around $408. Now let's go back to the daily time frame, and the question is, what is next? What is next for the SPY? So next we have around 4010, which I explained again in my newsletter. My price target was 410 this week, and we can see that we are approaching right over there. But after that, I am not sure. Okay, I'm just going to be taking a look at the market, and I'm going to see how the market will react to that number. So I'm not going to do anything and pretty much just look at the market, because again, after 4010, I'm just unsure. I'm also not going to play puts. So I'm going to see, what the market does, how it reacts, and I'll make a updated video on the SPY. So that is it for SPY. That was a lot. Okay, I went over a lot. I quickly want to go over QQQ. So QQQ again looks really the same. We have the trend line, this massive trend line that if we break, if we close above, especially on the December time frame, is going to be very bullish. But QQQ still has a gap that it has not filled. So this could be potentially a play that I am looking at for next week. So I'm looking at QQQ calls for this gap play. Same setup it was on SPY. So this looks nice. Now I want to take a look at some stocks that I am looking at. So I'm looking at AMD, and I really love this setup, and I want to do a day trade tomorrow, or like a swing trade the next day. So I'm looking at AMD. I want to go over this setup. So this wasn't on the weekly watch list nor the newsletter, but I was just going over stocks, and I found this play. So AMD looks very nice, and I want to go over, and again, very simple. We have this massive downtrend line. Again, we are in a recession, so we have this massive trend line. We zoom in a little bit over here. We bottomed out. Here we had this ascending triangle, which we actually played. So we actually played this ascending triangle on Discord. Again, if you guys check the YouTube out, you guys can kind of find the video, but we did play that ascending triangle on AMD stock. So taking a look at AMD, now we have a nice symmetrical triangle. And if I zoom in over here, we have a very nice symmetrical triangle. We have the trend line, and then we also have a nice gap. So I'm taking a look at AMD calls for tomorrow right around market open, because it did close at the resistance level. So I'm really loving the technical analysis on AMD. And this is just a play that, I'm showing you guys on YouTube. If you guys want to play it, you guys can play it, whatever. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Sign up for SundayStockTalk.com. Make sure to check out Moomoo if you guys want to try out, free stocks. You guys can go to the link in the description and see what and how you guys can get the free stocks. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We have a lot more coming for this channel. We have a lot more coming. I'll upload a video on how to use options calculator and how you guys can calculate profits on options. Overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.